All right, happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome into the News 10 Plus desk. You may have gotten a little sneak peek of me and Colton getting ready.
Just looked up and like, oh,
I was like, oh, let me just push another button and get us off the screen real quick. So there we go.
hey, if you ever question that this is live, there you go. This is live.
There's a lot of buttons I have to push, and sometimes we forget to push a button or two. So hopefully we're smooth sailing from here on out.
It happens. All right, want to talk about the weather?
I guess we shall. It's cold. We're going to get more snow. But yes, let's make sure we're alerting people.
Yep, so what we're going to be seeing is more snow that comes in tonight and into the day on Friday. And I do think it's probably more snow than what we just saw with this past system that came in earlier this morning. So that's something to keep in mind, especially if you do have any travel plans tomorrow morning. I know work and school. The commute this morning in places like Jackson, very tough, very slippery. There were quite a few accidents earlier today. And I think that tomorrow will be a repeat of that because we're going to see some more snow as well. So let's switch over to the graphics and show you that we are giving you that first alert for the system because it will be impacting the Friday morning commute across mid-Michigan. Now, I will say about this system is that it will be heaviest in southern parts of the area, so Lansing will not see as much snow as Jackson, but still expecting a few inches of accumulation. And bottom line here is that the Friday morning commute will be slower than normal across the entire area, so you will need to allow some extra time for that. Now, there already is a winter weather advisory posted for far southern parts of mid-Michigan, Hillsdale, and Branch counties included in that. The Weather Service has not quite said whether or not that they will expand that further north. We'll see what ends up happening, but right now it's just for Branch and Hillsdale counties for tonight and into the day on Friday. Now, satellite radar is showing that system back here in Omaha, or near Omaha. That's where we're seeing the system right now. Now, this will actually dive a little bit further to the south of us, so that's why the southern parts of our area will see the most snow, and even more snow is expected in northern Indiana and northern Ohio. So we're kind of just on the fringe of this as it gets into mid-Michigan tomorrow morning, but I still do think that there will be some impacts from it, even though it is going to be a little bit further to the south where the heaviest snow falls from this. And up until then, right now, we've just been seeing a few flurries out there. That is as expected. Nothing major is going to come from this, so I don't think any road impacts will come from the flurries that are falling, but still showing you a look outside from our US 127 Skycam does show a few of those flurries coming down right now in southern parts of Clinton County, and we will see more of these throughout the afternoon. But temperatures today have warmed up into the middle 20s, so it is warmer than what we saw yesterday, and obviously yesterday was warmer than the day before, so we are on a nice trend with some slightly warmer temperatures here. Now, looking at the hour-by-hour forecast, if you have any Thursday night plans, I think the weather should be okay because there shouldn't be much more than just a few flurries out there. That will change, though. So we're talking after midnight that we're going to see this next system come in, and you can see right there's after midnight, and the snow will start from southern parts of mid-Michigan before it starts in northern, but as we go throughout the overnight period, we will see the snow expand further to the north, and then we'll have some of those snow showers heading into our Friday. What may actually happen with this system is the flow will actually be coming in off of Lake Huron, so we will likely see some lake enhancement coming off of Lake Huron, so that will allow for more snow showers to happen in northeastern parts of mid-Michigan towards Shiawassee, even into parts of Ingham, Clinton, and Livingston counties where there will be some additional snow showers because of the flow coming off of Lake Huron. Doesn't happen too all that often, but a northeast wind will provide that when it can. Now, the snow will be out of here for the most part by lunchtime. There's some of those lake effect snow showers coming off of Lake Huron that I mentioned, and then as we move into the evening hours, this system moves away from us and will actually quiet things down. But I will say about Friday night, though, is that it's going to be a very cold night. If we see any clearing, like this model suggests there could be some clearing, I think temperatures are going to drop well below zero as we head into Saturday morning, so it's going to be a very cold start to the weekend. But overall, as I will show you in a minute, the weekend forecast doesn't look too bad in terms of temperatures and the expected weather that we're going to see. So looking at the predicted snowfall here, I don't like showing computer models too often when it comes to snow, but it lines up almost perfectly with what I would forecast, so that's why I'm going to show it to you. Now see how there's generally a line somewhere along I-94 points north. We'll see about an inch or two, maybe up to 3 inches as possible, but a little bit higher totals will be expected south of 94, where 2 to 4 inches of snow is expected with this system. So it's not a very heavy system for us, but it will be enough to cause some issues, I do think, out on the roadways, especially for tomorrow morning's commute. So that's something to keep in mind for work and school that you might have tomorrow. Now, looking at the weekend forecast, again, we'll be in the lower 20s both days. I know a lot of people may want to use this weekend to enjoy some of the wintry things that you can do this time of year, like sledding or going over to any of the mountains around. They can go skiing. I think the weekend should cooperate. Temperatures both days in the lower 20s. It's going to be a cold weekend, but we will see at least a little bit more sunshine once we head into the day on Sunday with partly cloudy skies expected. So overall, the weekend's shaping up to be okay for this time of year. Again, it is the middle part of January, and we should expect temperatures like this for the weekend, and there won't be any major systems. I think both days should stay fairly dry, especially Sunday. Saturday, there could be a few flurries around, but I think for the most part, it's okay on Saturday as well. Now, looking at the 10-day temperature trend, as we move beyond the weekend, we will be warming up even more. Now, look at the highs next week. We're talking highs in the middle to upper 30s for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then it actually sticks around through Friday and Saturday. So we will be going back above average in terms of temperature as we head into next week. So only a couple more days of this cold weather, 16 degrees tomorrow, and then we're in the lower 20s for both Saturday and Sunday. So it is going to be a chilly next couple of days, but then we should warm up back up into the 30s as we head into next week. So Pam's asking, what does next weekend look like? Too early to tell about next weekend, but it does look like it's going to be warmer. Looking ahead to next week, I would certainly be watching the Monday, Tuesday time frame for another storm system to come in. It's interesting to see what happens with that system. Models are trending colder, so that could let's slow down there for a second.
Little brain freeze.
Yeah, that could mean, as I'm just stumbling over the words, too many P's in there. So Monday into Tuesday, a storm system could bring us some wintry precip. Whether or not it's rain, whether or not it's snow, whether or not it's a combination, maybe we get in some of the wintry mix type deal with some sleet or freezing rain, all of that still needs to be worked out. But it's not one of those systems that's pretty cut and dry. You know, like this past system, it was all snow. The system before that, even when we had rain, it was really just snow and rain. This one doesn't look like it's going to be the case. There could be all of the types of precip with it, so we'll keep an eye on that. Again, for Monday night into Tuesday with that system. But either way, I think even if we do see a little bit of that wintry mix, we should warm above freezing heading into the afternoon on Tuesday. So hopefully that means that impacts won't last too long if we do see any of that. But we still have several days to watch that one. But if you're trying to plan out next week, Monday, Tuesday, know that there's a system there. And then after that, we could be talking about some just chances for some rain later on in the week as well.
But you bringing up rain, even just saying snow to rain, talking about, let me just go back to the temperature trend real quick. Feeling like we're in the 30s or being in the 30s next week is going to feel great compared to what we've had.
A heat wave, spring next week, because we're going to see all of our snow melt next week. We won't have any more snow on the ground, and it's just going to feel much warmer than where we've been as of late.
Yeah.
I love snow, and everyone knows it, right? I talk about it all the time. But I will say about the snow, I don't necessarily like driving in it.
No.
And it seems like for the past week, we've been driving in snowy conditions.
Well, not only that, Colton and I, during lunchtime, we went out to fill our tires up because both of our tire pressures were so low.
Yeah, the cold weather does that to them.
Yeah.
But
Thanks for your help, by the way.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, so it's going to feel much different by this time next week. A lot different type of weather than what we've been seeing out there this week. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on those rain chances. A lot of people will probably ask about flooding and things like that. I don't really see that as a possibility just because we don't have that much snow. One thing is that we'll have to keep an eye out with some melting that happens, any ice that is on rivers or on any of the lakes around. Not going to be safe to go on.
No. And
sometimes what you can also see is ice jams when you see melting. So we'll keep an eye on that on some of the rivers as well. So there will be some things that we need to worry about next week with the warmer temperatures. Yeah. But at this point, we should focus on the snow that's coming tonight into early tomorrow, and potentially that other system Monday night into Tuesday with a wintry mix possible with that one.
Okay, so a couple of things going on in the forecast to keep an eye out for.
For sure. And it's always a very busy time of year as we get into the end of January and into the month of February. One thing I do want to mention too, and I didn't put it in here, but our snowfall deficit. So we were well behind on our snowfall, but we are not anymore. On the season, I believe Lansing's about 3 inches behind at this point.
Okay.
So much closer to average in terms of snowfall. Obviously, we'll see more tonight into tomorrow.
What is the average snowfall?
For right now, oh gosh, it's like 23, and I think we're at 20 for the season. So that goes all the way back to, I believe that number starts July 1st.
Okay.
But if we go back to December 1st, now you're really testing my knowledge of what I looked at earlier today. I believe since December 1st, we are slightly above normal in terms of snowfall now. But if you include the months prior to that, which would include the entire season, I think we are still a little bit behind in terms of that, because we do on average see some snow in the month of November. So we're getting closer. We're not far away from where we should be, and we'll see what the rest of the winter has to do for us. Signs are that we'll warm up here for the rest of the month, but we'll see what February brings. We still have some time, but I just wanted to point that out, that we are seeing a little bit closer to normal snowfall at this point of the season. And that's not really that surprising, honestly, though, because even though when you do get behind on snowfall, it's not that hard to catch up. So we did see that, and we've seen, oh gosh, I don't even know how much snow total up this entire month. I want to say like 18 inches or something like that so far this month. So definitely getting there.
Well, let me go behind real quick, and I'll step down, because behind us, this is what we did last week or the week before when we were getting that really big snowstorm. So, wait, can you move the microphone a little bit? Thank you. So this question, we asked our viewers, how much snow do you want this winter season? And while, as you just heard Colton say, we got around 20 inches. So we had some people say 1 to 5 inches, 11%. Now for 5 to 11 inches, 6% wanted that. At least 12 inches, 40%, and I will say we almost doubled that this season. So even though there was not much, and for those who didn't want snow, which was basically December, 41%. So we obviously got a lot of snow, and more is on the way.
Well, and I kind of chuckled at that a little bit, just because on average Lansing sees more than 40 inches of snow per winter.
Oh, wow.
So if you're hoping for no snow through the winter season, that's never happened.
You're in the wrong state.
Yes. So on average, Lansing sees more than 40 inches of snow each year. And last year we saw more than 40, and I would suspect that we'll probably end up with more than 40 this year too.
All right, well, there you go. So yes, of course, we will get at least 12 inches. We're at 20-ish now. We would usually be getting 40, so that is funny.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, for any more of the updates with all the snow, the warm up in the forecast, get the First Alert weather app for any of those changing conditions.
Yep, and it's free. And you know, the thing about it, we saw some record number of views on our videos during this past snowstorm that happened last week with the cold that we've been seeing. So we really appreciate everyone downloading the News 10 First Alert weather app. We post updates. We work really hard about the content that's in there, and it's all very focused on impacts and focused on what we can all expect here in the States. So it's free. Download it today, and you'll get push notifications. You'll get radar. You'll get all the tools that you need to get through this winter season.
Yep, there you go. Great tool to have. And thank you, Colton. We'll see you on Studio 10 coming up 3 o'clock.
That's right.
All right, well, real quick, I do want to show a little preview or where you can find Studio 10. So, of course, here's their social media handles at WILX Studio 10. All you have to do is search that up, and one of my favorite places to go to do that is on YouTube, and you can look up all of their videos. They're so great about posting all their segments. You can go back on there and watch anything. If you want ideas for what to do when it warms up or when you're stuck at home during the cold, always check out Studio 10. They have such great ideas. They also celebrated their 1-year anniversary this week, so a very big 1-year anniversary to Studio 10. Of course, we love Claudia Sella, Rochelle LeGrand, and Nicole Buckman. Of course, you have Sarah and Shane over there as well, who help out with Studio 10. So we love the crew. They do a lot of great work, and so make sure to check them out today, coming up at 3 o'clock. I also want to share what we have coming up today during our 90 minutes of news, starting with first at 4. In place of Mid-Michigan Matters today, we have this week's Listening to America talking about abortion bans. So what you need to know on that, the latest details, coming up first at 4 today. Then coming up News 10 at 5, just hours ago, the Department of Justice gave their remarks on the Uvalde school shooting report, where they found cascading failures and no urgency by police during the May 2022 tragedy. Again, 19 students killed, 2 staff members also killed in that mass shooting. And then coming up News 10 at 5:30 today, a banking giant says they now fight off about 45 billion attempts a day by hackers trying to infiltrate its systems. So we'll tell you which bank and how it's working to fight cybercrime. Coming up News 10 at 6 today as part of our You're Not Alone mental health series all year long here on News 10. Amaya Kuznicki shares the story of a Jackson man who is turning his pain into purpose. after losing his son to a long battle of drug addiction. So that is coming up today, News 10 at 6, continuing our You're Not Alone mental health series. So go ahead and make sure to check that out. Now, I do want to send it over to our reporters who are out in the field. We have Tanaya Jordan, who is back. Oh, and let me just take this down. There we go. Now you can see. And then Mars Anderson to see what they are working on for our 90 minutes of news. We will start with Tanaya.
Thanks, Taylor. I'm out in Grand Ledge, where a gas leak is causing local businesses to close for the day. Coming up on News 10 at 6, we'll hear from Consumers Energy and what caused the leak. For now, back to you, Taylor.
All right, thank you, Tanaya. The gas leak, more on that coming up News 10 at 6 today. We have Mars Anderson, who is racing the cold temperatures. What do you got going on, Mars? Ooh.
Hi Taylor, Mars Anderson here at Mount Brighton Ski Resort in Brighton. If you remember, in mid-December, there were a lot of warm temperatures causing snow to be unable to stick. Well, now Mount Brighton is in full effect with all the skaters out here, and we'll have more on all the fun going on. But until then, I'm going to toss it back to the newsroom, and who knows, you might even see me going down a hill. But until then, back to Taylor in the newsroom.
All right, thank you, Mars. He looks like he's having a lot of fun again out at Mount Brighton. You have some of those skiers and snowboarders out hitting the slopes. So looks like a lot of fun. Again, hoping that Tanaya and Mars are both staying warm out there because those cold temperatures are continuing. But again, like Colton said, we will have a warm-up coming up later next week, and that might feel pretty good. So I'll show you the 10-day temperature one more time just to get a quick little look at that. And if you are planning on going skiing or snowboarding this weekend with those temperatures and the weather that we will be having, here's what to look at for any of those outdoor winter weather activities. But if you are stuck inside, or maybe, you know, this isn't as much of a fun time of year for you, I do want to show our You're Not Alone mental health series. And as you just heard us tease that Amaya will have more of that coming up today during our 90 minutes of news. I just want to preview this or explain more on the You're Not Alone mental health series. So all year long, again, community health members are sharing their stories with us, talking about anxiety, suicidal thoughts, depression, stress, all of those mental health factors that they faced on their own personal journey. And now it's their mission to help others to heal their mental well-being. So you can hear from community members as well as health experts on how to heal and improve your mentality. So just go ahead, pull out your phone and scan that QR code with your cell phone's camera, and it'll pull up a list of resources from Clinton, Ionia, Eaton, Ingham, Shiawassee, Jackson, any of those counties throughout mid-Michigan. We have guided resources for you on that QR code. So again, know that you're not alone, whether you're out having fun in this winter weather or maybe it's taking a little bit of a toll on your mental health. Know that there are resources out there for you. And you can also call or text a Lifeline chat number, 988. Again, call or text 988, and you are able to get connected with a mental health expert who can help guide you through what you are currently going through. And if you are a veteran, press option number 1, and that will connect you to another veteran who is able to share and understand your personal experience better, since they too have gone through a similar experience. So again, know that you're not alone. We have these resources out there for you, and check it out. But again, with this cold temperature and more snow on the way, I want to give a quick live look outside in Mason. So you're just taking a little look out there today. Today is feeling better compared to the beginning of the week that we started with. Again, those warm-ups are coming in the temperature, and I will show that one more time if you have any weekend plans that you're looking forward to, anything of the sort. So 10-day temperature trend, make sure to check that out. And also you can download the First Alert Weather app, of course, for any more information on, let's see here, I just completely spaced out for a second. I'm trying to type in our website and actually Studio 10 so you can see where to find them. But yes, if you are stuck inside, look at Studio 10 at WILX Studio 10 is all you have to look up. Super easy. In fact, I'll show you right here on this little touch board. So I looked up Studio 10. I'm going to click right here on their little profile, and you can see home, videos, playlists, communities. If you click on videos, so many different ones to look at. So again, they do such a great job updating their YouTube page, the profile, getting all of these great segments on there. So you can go back and watch it. You can share it with someone else in the community. Just a really great tool to have also besides the First Alert weather app. So again, you can look at the First Alert weather app to decide what you can and can't do, and then you can go to Studio 10 to see what you can and can't do in the area. So talking about different events and fun things to do at home, and what's in the holiday season, what little fun events may be going on with that too. So again, Studio 10 coming up at 3 o'clock today in just under 40 minutes here. And of course you can tune in for Colton Cichoracki for the latest First Alert forecast updates. So that is what we have coming up today on News 10. Make sure you tune in, and we look forward to having you join us. Have a great rest of your Thursday, everyone.